So how many of us feel at least once a day our mind goes into some kind of negative world? Most of us, right? And what happens when we go into that negative world? What are the kind of thoughts we think? Huh? You think horrible thoughts. You think this will happen, that will happen. We get driven by fear, a feeling of doom, and somehow when the situation passes, do you notice that none of the things you thought would happen actually happened? Of course, it's a common experience for all of us that 9 out of 10 times all the negative possibilities we dread don't ever happen. And yet somehow we don't learn from our past experience. Next time we get into a negative spin, we again start believing our thoughts when they are telling us this will happen and that will happen and that will happen. And in the new consciousness that the Mother and Sri Aurobindo speak about, this kind of negative thinking and fear has no place. In the new consciousness, there is a natural knowing that everything is happening in the field of what Sri Aurobindo and Savitri, he uses a beautiful phrase, the eternal good. He said, we just know that everything is unfolding in the field of the eternal good. So last week what happened to me, a personal sharing, I had moved houses 2 years ago, and in the process all my very important documents which I'd kept in a folder, I had put in such a safe place that when I needed them, I just couldn't find them. So it was a very frightening scenario because a lot of things were at stake which wouldn't get done if I wouldn't find those documents. So for 2 days I didn't find it, and during those 2 days I know many times my mind would go into that negative thinking. Oh, what will happen if I don't find it? What if it disappears? How will I recover them all? I mean, they are documents dating back to decades. So that kind of negative spin started, but I was very fortunate because of my practice. The moment those thoughts would come, if you don't find it, this will happen, that would happen, something in me would say, no, I don't believe these thoughts. They are not real, they are just thoughts that are going on in my head. And I've prayed to Mother, now whatever she does, if I find the documents, it will be good for me. And if I don't find them, somehow she'll take care of it. So I kept coming back to that one thought, and for most of the time I wasn't hassled, and of course at the end of the 2 days I did find the documents. But the point is that if I hadn't kept checking myself, and for 2 days if I had lived in constant anxiety and stress, I would have strengthened that samskara in me. And every time I strengthen a samskara of stress, it comes back to me again and again and with more intensity. So every time this kind of negative spin comes and I bring consciousness to it and I work with it, then Patanjali beautifully writes in his Yoga Sutra, Heyam Dukkham Anagatam. Then you avoid future pain from coming. If a difficult moment comes and you don't bring consciousness to it and you let it pull you down into unconsciousness, you keep creating fresh samskaras of pain, and karma is nothing but unresolved past. In the past I've reacted like this, so each time life will throw me the same trigger again and again, giving me a chance to overcome the old way of reacting. Now if I keep reacting the old way again, then my past is not getting resolved. And each time I'll have to face the consequences of an unresolved past, which is karma.